Hello everybody and welcome back to the brand new video, and in this video I'm going to do something different as I'm going to talk about a research paper provided by EAI Endurance Technologies, a very beginner level research papers. And my motto from this video is that I will explain you each and every these research paper, how to read them, and actually a full research paper for this particularly, and more videos will be uploaded regarding research papers, as the level is also written at the top as the beginner level, so you can go and understand the research papers, what is actually saying. But before that, the link will be in the description down box below of the research paper. But before clicking on the link, I also suggest you to hold down, complete this lecture, and after that you can just take a look at the research paper and try to understand by yourself also, because you have got an intuition behind what actually the research paper is. And the research paper is a smart attendance system using face recognition, a very good research paper I found for beginner level, and it is provided by EAI Endurance Technologies, written by Kanish Laila Bharti, Bhatti, and Larry Mughal, and a lot more. Just read it out, a very kind of deep learning researchers. Okay, so this is a level beginner, so you can start with off the lecture, and the link will be in the description down box below. As I said, do not touch the link just now, just complete this lecture, and after that you can simply take a look at a research paper. So first of all, we have a problem. So the problem is first of all, let's take a description of the problem. The description of the problem is that the challenging task. Let's take an example that we want to make an attendance system. Let me take a pen, and we want attendance system. So it is very challenging task if we do manually, or just calling out names, writing the name on a sheet of paper. This is challenging task. Now another thing is that time consuming, as it takes a lot of time when calling out names, that kind of thing. And also there is a proxy attendance. In case of the fingerprint recognition or voice recognition, there can be a proxy attendance, or the RCID card, which will be misused by some person, and that kind of thing. So the problem description for the attendance is that this is very challenging, time consuming, and prone to proxy attendance. Okay, and these are some of the problem description that are noted in research papers in attendance system. So the only solution that the research paper states is the face recognition systems. And what it does, let's take a look at that. So what it does, it might have many solutions. So first of all, this face recognition system we'll talk about just in a second, but it might have different kind of solutions for that, for taking out attendance. So the first solution that I can think of, that the research paper states, that the calling out the names or writing the name of the sheet of paper. So writing names on a sheet, this is time consuming. It takes a challenging task, and challenging tasks. Okay, and then we have our, what you can say, the second one is the written in research paper is calling out their names, and calling out their names, it simply means that it's also a time consuming and the challenging task, abbreviated as TC and CT. Okay, so it is very easy to understand. And then our next part, let me take another pen here. So the next solution can be realized that we can use a RCID card, but it might it might be misused by anybody, but it might be misused, or it's prone to proxy attendance. So that's why this is also not a good option. Then we can have voice recognition, but it is not 100% accurate and it is also prone to proxy attendance. Okay, and there's some more details are there also in research papers, so that's why I'm just making you understand actually what the research paper says. So it may have a different solutions, like writing the names on the sheet of paper, calling out the names, what is it called, or a voice recognition, but these are not workable. So in this case we can use face recognition. And why? Let's see that. So first of all, till now we studied about that the problem description that the research paper states, and also what the solution is can have, and how the solution is can have, and what are the defects of the solution. So it's a research paper, so I would recommend you to just read out the research papers after watching this whole lecture. So you have learned about voice recognition, RSD card, calling out the names. These are not workable. So the thing that is workable is face recognition. So why face recognition? Face recognition is a smart way to take an attendance for any student. Like, nobody's going to steal your face. Is it true? No, nobody is going to steal your face. So that's why it's a very smart way that is less prone to proxy attendance. And also we have accurate and faster technique in case of the calling out the names, writing sheet on the paper, that is time consuming. Earlier it is TC and CT. But in this case, the accurate and faster in this face recognition is not accurate. It is very fast and very accurate. So that's why we use again a smart way and accurate and faster technique. Okay, pretty much easy to understand. Now the next thing is that is a less prone to proxy attendance. Like, nobody is going to steal your face. Is it true or not? Nobody is going to steal your face. So this is your face, and nobody is going to steal your face. No one is going to steal your face. So that's why this research paper is very less prone to proxy attendance. Okay, pretty much easy to understand. Now, these are some of the points noted down below. These are important, I think. Just go on research papers. There are a lot of things were written, and you might be feeling that, and if you're reading after the lecture, you'll feeling very comfortable with reading that research paper. And after that, we have what the face recognition involves. Like, what actually happens in face recognition. The thing is happening, the first step is the detection of the faces. And the second step is the identification of the face that is detected. Like, let's say, let's take an example that I have my image, a cute image, and let's say this image is given to the system. Okay, after it's given to the system, it detects the faces. It simply captures the faces. It captures this face. Okay, it captures this face, and what it does, this is our databases. And all the things are written down here. Sorry, the students' images are already there being, and it is when anyone student was registering, the images were already there. If this Ayush has registered, then this would give a correct yes. Otherwise, if it does not find in databases, it will return no. Okay, pretty much easy to understand. What it does, it detects the faces and send it to identification of the faces, whether this image exists in databases or existing databases or not. If yes, then it will allow, and then it's not. Okay, pretty much easy to understand, no worries. Now let's talk about the related works. Like the research paper states that it has own works, and every organization has a different works. So the related works that I noted here, there are a lot of related works, but I think a German Joseph and KP Joshua propose a system that works only with the front images. And the second thing is that Werner Motu A has introduced or proposed the mark attendance with the monthly progress of each student. And there are a lot more. There are around 10 or 15 persons who had the related works are written there. So I recommend you to read the full related work from that, so you'll get intuition behind what the related works look like. Okay, so after this lecture you can read it out of full research papers, but there's some of the few notes are given here just to make you sure understand actually what a related works is. Okay, so now we have talked about till now that why face recognition is good, what are the solutions that can it have, what are the steps it involves. So in data acquisition, like on working with the data, means how we can train the model, how we can do something like that. The first thing first we do is the image acquisition, and what it has, it captures the images. Let's take an example. This is our face. This is not our face. This is our face, and it captures. Let's say this is a camera. This is a camera. It captures the faces. It captures the faces. Okay, and with a high quality. It requires a high quality. So the camera should capture the face in a high quality. Okay, so after captures, and then it's sent to the further way. So after that, dataset creation, how the dataset works. So let's say we have our existing database. The research paper states that if they have existing database, each student registered, a registered student, they have 15 images for each student who have registered. Okay, and it is and if someone have a new posture, they are then sent to the Excel sheet. Okay, we'll talk about Excel sheet just after some of the slides, but in dataset creation, it is usual they are the 15 for each images, and their roll numbers, class, all those are the features of the dataset that I usually use to train the model. Okay, so it's a dataset creation, how actual dataset are written there. But no worries, I'm telling an overview because this lecture would be very long if I go on step by step. So what I'm to say, read the full research at a very beginner level. After this video, you'll be comfortable in reading that lecture. Okay. Then we have storing the data, and research paper states that they store the data in a JSON format, which is JavaScript format, and you will often see, I think I'm not remembering that, is in a curly braces. Let's say roll number is 19, class is 8, and section is B. Okay, my section. Okay, so this kind of JSON looks like. You can take a look. The examples are there in. Okay, pretty much easy how actually we work with the data, how actually we train the model, that kind of thing. Okay, no worries, pretty much easy to understand. Now, what actually happens in face recognition process? So we have prepared all of our data. Now what? So from start I have fixed this Excel sheets. So let's take a look at step by step. The first thing first, we have given an image. Let's take, this is my image, a laughing image, and then it captures the image. What it does, the camera captures the image, and with a high quality, and then the face is detected with a HOG method. Okay, research papers define HOG method in more detail, but you can take a look at Google also. So let's take a look at hues quality and detect the faces, and what it does, it separates it. Let's take this is the person, a square shaped mouth, and this is eyes, this is a nose, this is a smiling face. So what it does, it separates eyes, the separate nose, the separates this. So separating all those things and matching with existing databases. So it's 120D face embedding via deep learning matrix. So it takes like 128D, 128 face embedding, encode this in that. Okay, using deep metric learning, and then it compares the same to the known data set. It compares the same data, it compares the same matrices or a matrix with the existing matrix which is already involved in that or not, and if it is yes, then it recognize the face, then it's attendance, and the attendance is marked as a 1, and then the Excel sheet is generated to further train the model, so that we can have a large amount of data, so we can train the model. And what it does is simply the model captures the images, the high quality, and is sent to detect the faces, and after that it encodes our kind of in different parts, like an eyes, like ears, mouth, and then it's compared the same eyes, ears, mouth to our existing data set, and then if yes, then recognizing faces, and then it marked that attendance, and for taking the data, so for training further the model or making the model more and more accurate, so we generate an Excel sheet with the help of a Python script which will help us to do this kind of thing. Okay, so it takes out an Excel sheet whatever the data it gets from the one user who has just captured the image, and then after that it will more accurate model. And the reason why I am talking about our research papers is this is about our research papers. This is all about our research papers, and I think that we got better intuition. So the reason why I'm talking about these kind of research papers is research papers increasing how actually industries think about machine learning or artificial intelligence or about deep learning. Or if you're making interest in reading on a research paper, or you're understanding any other research papers, then you think you can be a very successful artificial intelligence engineer or a machine learning engineer. This is all, and I'm also starting with a research paper, reading it a day and explaining you at a night, and that kind of thing. So just I do, I'm also taking a look at different research papers, whatever I find for my viewers, I just take it out, understand by myself, and then I want to distribute it so that I also can get a better intuition about what I'm explaining. Okay, so the research paper in the description down box below. After this lecture, be sure to watch that or to read that carefully, each and every, just mark that important points, there, and this is in PDF. Okay, so mark that important points there, and if you're not understanding any other topic, just comment down below, or just ask me on my Zuza platform. Okay, so till now we have talked about all the research paper we have covered in 20 minutes, approximately 20 minutes. So I think that is going very smoothly about, and all the concepts are clear to you, and I think that I speak very slowly in this so that you can understand each and every concept in a very much good way. And all the presentation of PDF will be in the description down box below. You can take a look at a review option, but there is also research papers, and I also recommend you to search the research papers, try to understand, and if you're not understanding, comment down below about the specific research papers. I'll try to definitely make a video on that. Okay, so reading research papers is also a good type of hobby, because it's a very kind of you can think that you're a researcher in machine learning or a deep learning artificial intelligence or a scientist. Okay, so that's why I had brought with research papers, like learning or reading a research paper is very hard, because of big companies write, or big scientists write these research papers, and so that's why you can take a look at that. A very good research paper for a level beginner. So in this series we'll go to an intermediate, then advanced, that kind of thing, just by practicing. Okay, so be sure to watch my machine learning playlist before this research paper so that you can understand very much clearly. And Also, there is a Flask course, and Flask is often used in deploying your machine learning model if you're coding that. Okay, so be sure to watch the Flask course. The link will be in the description down box below, and a machine learning course will be also description down box below. And this takes a lot of time to develop this kind of content, or to search that and make the things. And I would like to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button so that you can, and press the notification bell, and the research papers will be coming out, different contents from my side. And it takes a lot of time to do that, so that's why it takes two days to find this a good research paper for you all, a level beginner. Okay, so I think that's it for this video. It's already 20 minutes, so I think that's it for this video. I'll be catching you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.